If you spend the next 30 days changing nothing other than what we're about to show you in this video, you will recover faster from sessions, you will reduce your risk of injury, you will improve your running, and you'll have your running partners wondering if you're putting in secret extra training. It's a beast, and if you master it, you will recover faster than 99% of the runners on the planet. In this video, we'll show you how to use it, what happens if you use it, and we're going to throw in a bonus that has the fun side effect of helping you feel less tired and fatigued all the time. But first, what is this thing? What is this thing and why is it so powerful? Imagine you're having a gentle get-together with a few friends. You're just going to have a quiet evening in because you've got to run tomorrow. But we've all got that friend. One drink turns into two drinks, turns into a raucous party. But you wake up the next morning and it's like nothing happened. Harnessing that superpower as a runner is the most incredible feeling in the world. It allows you to smash your legs up in a run and wake up the next day as if nothing happened. It's called protein and it can literally make your body heal itself. Now, we don't want to smash our legs in every run. We want to use this in a much nicer way. The way to use protein is to become a master of recovery. The reason protein is so powerful is because your muscles are made of protein, and consuming protein after a run means that your body can repair the damage and make your muscles stronger. It's like waking up in a much better house the morning after the bender. Put simply, protein is the highest recovery modality you can use as a runner to recover faster and get stronger. But there is a problem when it comes to protein, and that is how much do you actually need as a runner. According to the literature, we need about 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That's about 1.5 grams per kg. That doesn't sound like a lot, but for a 75 kilogram athlete, that's 130 grams of protein a day, or 4 chicken breasts. Don't like chicken? No problem. 1.5 kilograms of lentils. For someone like my business partner Brad, who is 6'8" and 300 pounds, that's almost double the amount of protein.
That's about 53 tablespoons of peanut butter every single day. There has to be a better way.
That there is. But before I show you an easier way to do it, you're going to need some of this stuff. It's been around since before Arnie's first career. In fact, it was first discovered in 1832 by the French chemist Michel Eugène Chavrel, who discovered it as a component of skeletal muscle. In the early 1900s, scientists were starting to study its role in muscle metabolism and its potential to enhance performance. By the 1990s, athletes all over the world were starting to use it. Bodybuilders have been using it for ages to help build muscle and increase strength. And this is where us runners can learn a thing or two. That doesn't mean you need to turn into a bodybuilder, but building lean muscle mass and getting stronger will make you a better runner. Being stronger will allow you to handle your workouts better and reduce your risk of injury. Seriously, who wouldn't want to run better, be stronger, and avoid injury? I'm talking about creatine. Now, you're probably wondering how much creatine do I have to take? There's a fairly simple way to figure that out. But first, let me tell you what happens when you take creatine. When we take in creatine supplementation, we essentially are ensuring that there is an immediate supply of energy available to the muscles, coupled with the fact that creatine phosphate is actually made up of some essential amino acids that are used in the repair of muscle process. As we get older, in particular, we know that the rebuilding of muscle does take a little bit longer. And so having a readily available supply of creatine phosphate can be helpful. So creatine is stored inside the muscles and it is our first available energy supply. So when we take in excess creatine, we are ensuring that we are filling up our stores in our muscle and effectively making sure that we've just got more of that energy supply available to the working muscle. Creatine is also made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, and therefore it does mean that we've also got readily available amino acids when the creatine phosphate is broken up for energy. When we couple that together with the fact that as we get older, it gets more difficult for our bodies to repair muscle, creatine can play a really important role in helping to speed up that recovery if we are supplying enough protein throughout the rest of the day. What is important to note about creatine supplementation is that we don't want to do stacking or high doses like they do in strength training, because that also causes the body to absorb a high amount of fluids. And when you're doing very high intensity exercise, or if you're doing high impact exercise rather, like running, that can lead then to increased damage to the muscles because we're hitting the ground harder. Now that you know what happens when you take it, let's talk a little bit about that fun side effect that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. When you are finished exercise, you have now got creatine phosphate available for ready energy production, and as it breaks down, it can start the protein rebuilding process. And at the same time, if you are eating a good healthy diet and have enough protein available, that means that your body can get to work straight away in rebuilding that muscle process. There's also another fun side effect that the research has shown, and that is that creatine phosphate also helps with muscle glycogen reloading. Now that means that we're also getting the energy back into the muscle so that when you start exercising next time, you've got a fully repaired, stronger muscle that's loaded with carbohydrates and ready for action.
This stuff sounds great. How much of it do I need?
Well, for a start, you probably shouldn't be eating it straight out the container. Luckily, it's fairly easy to figure out how to creatine load. Male runners should be taking about 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day over a 4-week period. That'll get your muscles saturated. After that, you can take about 1 to 2 grams per day to maintain your creatine stores. Interestingly, the difference between males and females isn't really the amount of creatine you should be taking. Females should be taking 2 to 5 grams per day and for 4 weeks before going on to a maintenance dose. However, what the limited research has shown on female athletes in particular is that they don't seem to get the benefits of creatine with short-term use like males do, and that in fact they need to load for at least 28 days before they can get the benefits of creatine use. The thing about all this though is that once you've increased your protein uptake and improved your recovery, you still need to do the right exercises to become a stronger runner. Watch this video next so that you can see what exercises to do and how to do them so that you don't accidentally turn into Arnie.